Shabbat Shalom. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. Ha'idoti vachem hayom et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ha'ayim v'hamavet natati lefanecha havarcha v'haklala uvakarta b'chayim lema'an tikya ata vizar echa. And in the TLV, I call the heavens and the earth to witness about you today, that I've set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Therefore choose life so that you and your descendants may live. John Pritikin is a man who travels around the world helping young people choose life. That's really what he does. Speaks before 150,000 young people in schools every year. Speaks all over the world, does about 400 assemblies in Israel. I mean, he's really making a difference with young people. And I was really blessed as I watched the video, and I watched some of John's videos today online as well. This week, just in my own personal studies, I've been studying through Numbers, actually for last several weeks. But this past week, I happened to be in Numbers chapter 6, which is all about the Nazarite and the Nazarite vow. And there's only 3 people in the scripture that are lifelong Nazarites. And one of them is Samson, this man of this tremendous power. And that's what you are. You're a man of tremendous power. And the Nazarite is a man, according to Numbers chapter 6, his dedication is in his head, the hair. And you are dedicated to helping people think to choose life. You're a blessing. Would you please give a great gateway welcome to John Pritikin?
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Please be seated. Toda rabah. I've been working with Gateway Church since 2008. I know probably no one's ever seen me before, but I've been doing the schools here in the South Lake Keller area. I'm be in Israel in 2 weeks, but that will be my 32nd trip to Israel. My wife and daughter travel with me. They're at home. I live in California, and my daughter has been to Israel 20 times. She's 14. And she was been in America Way magazine 3 different times, my daughter. She has flown over 2.5 million miles. She was the youngest in the history of the airline to be executive platinum at 2 years old. And so we travel all over. Last week I was in Indonesia, Singapore. I gotta say something real quick before I go any further in the service. I have a lot of friends in Tokyo who are watching right now, and I wanna give my love to them. And I know they're watching online, and also Singapore, they're watching too, so. But I have a frying pan. I know this is not a typical service, but I'm gonna roll this up. This is what I did to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. My picture is in the 2009 book. Page 12. Yeah. Second paragraph. But I tell everybody that because I'm insecure. That's why I have highlights. But talk about Samson's hair. But I'm going to roll this up. I met a young man named Aiden earlier. I don't know, Aiden, do you want to come up here? Would you come up here? Yeah, give Aiden a big can as he comes up. There's stairs right over there, Aiden. So I want to make sure this is a real frying pan. I'm not going to just give this to Aiden. I was at a high school one time, someone hit themselves in the head. So come over here, Aiden. No, you're in 5th grade, right?
Yeah.
Are you going into 5th grade?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You're going to give me a countdown from 10, but when you say 0, I'm going to roll that, break off the handle. So I just want to make sure, is it a real frying pan? Is it real?
Yes.
Okay, cool, yeah. You're going to give me that countdown. You got to be excited. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
No.
Okay, good. You're in church. Okay, so give me a countdown from 10. I'm gonna roll this up. So here we go. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pushing this higher. I've been living uptight, like a moth to the fire. Like I'm losing this.
Yeah, you're Aiden. There's a wristband too. Give Aiden a big hand. Watch out for the stairs, Aiden. Okay. He's awesome. He's so cool. Okay, I have a baseball bat. I'm gonna break this in half. Where's Coda at? Coda, would you come up here? He's gonna come. Coda I've seen this, he's seen me do this for so long, but I'm gonna break this over this is an actual big league bat. I was fortunate to spend 11 years, 12 seasons working with Major League Baseball players, speaking to them. I was not a baseball player, but I wanna make sure this is real. Now, Coda, what grade are you in now?
4th.
You're in 4th. Yeah, you have to think about it because it's like summertime and all that. But Coda, I want to make sure it's a real bat. You hit the handle on the ground. Yeah. Is it real?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to give me a countdown from 10. When you say 0, I'll break it over my leg. I know you've seen me do this before, but you got to kind of get really fired up. You're ready, right?
Yeah.
You're really excited?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're so funny. But this is my show. Okay. So give me a countdown from 10. Okay, so here we go. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
From the day we're born, we are scarred and torn. We've been scared to sing out loud.
There you go, Coda. Give Coda a big hand. He did a great job. I just want to do a couple of things I do because I want to kind of take you into the school assembly. Another video kind of showed that. But I just want to share from my heart. You know what? I brought a steel bar. I wasn't going to do it because of time, but that young man just raised his hand. There was a young man right there. Yeah, come up here, buddy. Yeah. And let me get my 2 girls right here in the front row. You were dancing earlier. Yeah, come up here. Yeah, come. Yeah, get them. Yeah, all 3. We'll have 3 people. Yeah. I don't want to go past my time, but I wasn't going to do this, but I'll do it anyways. But I want to bend a steel bar. Yeah, come over here. Yeah, come real fast because I don't want to, I know time is precious. Come over here, buddy. Yeah, or take your time. Yeah, that's great too. Yeah. Come over here. What's your name?
Maria,
Maria? Maria, where do you go to school?
in California,
Where in California?
in Sacramento.
I live by Sacramento. Where? I live in Lodi. I'm just bragging now, but okay, come right here, Maria. We'll talk later. Come right here, Maria. And what's your name?
Anna.
Anna. And do you live here?
No, I'm her sister.
Do you live in California?
Yes.
Is this your first time here?
Yes.
Okay, well, we do this with all our visitors. Yeah, come right here. Yeah, come stand right here. What's your name?
Javi,
Javi? Is that right? And how old are you?
6.
Are you married? No, I'm just trying to be funny, Javi. Come stand right here. Come stand right here. Okay, you 2 ladies grab onto the steel bar with both your hands. Yeah, hold on just like that. Yeah. Can you hold it like that? Yeah, turn your hand. You saw me on the video do this. I'm gonna bend the bar, but to show it's real, I'm gonna pick you guys up in the air and spin you around, okay? So just don't let go, okay? Are you ready?
Always ready.
Are you scared?
No.
You should be. Okay, so here we go. Give me a countdown from 10. 10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Give those 2 girls a big hand. Come here, Javi. Come listen to me. Yeah, come over here. You might have seen this done on the strongman competition on television, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. they bend a bar behind their neck and they bend the ends together, right?
Yeah.
Do you watch that show? I don't think you do. Yeah. You're so cute. I'm not gonna bend the bar behind my neck. I wanna bend it in my teeth, okay? So you gotta give me a countdown from 10. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
Yep.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Am I good looking? Okay, that hurt. Is this your first time here?
No.
Oh, you've been here before?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so give me a countdown from 10. I'm gonna bend the bar, okay? So here we go. 10, 9.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Here, Johnny. Yeah. You can keep it or throw it away when I'm not looking, okay? Yeah. Give him a big hand. It is really an honor to, what's that? On my face? On my cheeks? No, I know it's there. I like to see everyone's reaction. You were great. This is the Messianic service. It is really an honor to be here. I just want to share real quick with you guys. I won't be very long. There's a story in the Bible. It's Mark chapter 4. I'm not going to read it. I just want to tell a little bit about it. And some people might already know it. But Yeshua tells the disciples, he goes, let's get in the boat and go to the other side. They get in the boat. He falls asleep. A storm breaks out. They wake him up. He calms the storm. I like this story. You know what? Because when they got into the boat, he said to them, let's go to the other side. What Yeshua did in that moment, he gave them a promise. In life, we want explanations. Why do we go through things? Why do we go through tough times? And God doesn't always give explanations, he gives promises. That's what I believe. You can always base your life on a promise. I was doing school assemblies years ago in the state of Maine. And at the end of my assembly, the CBS News came out to do an interview with me. Now, when I say CBS News, it wasn't like the national one. It was like the local Caribou affiliate. I want something bigger than it was. And so I went back to my hotel room to watch myself on television because I'm insecure and vain. And I'm watching myself on TV. I look terrible. During my interview, they held the camera really low, so I had all these chins, and I turned to my wife. I go, the camera adds like 10 pounds. She goes, how many cameras are on you? But right before my interview, the reporter, he actually talked about the word promise. He said in English, by definition, a promise means two things. It means a pledge and potential. That God has pledged you his presence. No matter what you face, what you go through, he will be with you every step of the way. And I believe because of this. He sees the potential that's in our lives. Before you ever go into a storm, you gotta realize that God's presence will always be with you, even when you feel like he's asleep. See, the first thing you have to realize is that God has a promise for you. The second thing, you're gonna have problems. That's a fact of life. Everybody has a problem. Everybody is a problem, or everybody lives with a problem. Years ago, I was speaking, I was at a church service, and a lady walked up to me at the end of the service, and she said, John, would you pray for me? I wouldn't have any more problems. I put my hand on her shoulder, I said, God, kill her. No, I didn't do that. Wanted to. But as long as you're alive, you're gonna go through some difficult times. Things won't always work out. But I want you to hear this. It doesn't mean Yeshua is mad at you. He's turned his back on you. He's pulled his favor off your life. You know what it means? You're going through a tough time. And you have to remember when you're going through the storms of life to never give up. See, that day they're in the boat, the storm's breaking out, and I know a lot of people know this story, but those waves were big. And this is the amazing thing about this story. And I want to say this in life. No matter how big the waves would have been, how hard the wind would blow, how dark the sky was, that boat was never going to sink. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeshua is in the boat. If Yeshua is in your boat's never going to sink. So I don't know what brought you here tonight. I don't know what storm you're facing, but I want you to hear this. If Yeshua's in your life, he's in your boat, you're not going to sink. He's right there for you. Now, those disciples, they're doing everything they can to stay alive. I mean, they're bailing in the water. They're doing everything they can. And then they wake up Yeshua, and he calms the storm. This is why I've learned from this in my life. And this is why I tell students all the time. Always let God be your first choice, not your last resort. I'm gonna say it one more time. Always let God be your first choice, not your last resort. When you're going through a storm, it's difficult. You'll say things, you'll do things you never thought you would do or say. I also learned that you never want to judge yourself in the middle of a storm. Sometimes it's about surviving. But they wake him up and he calms the storm. Why did the storm calm? One, he's God. But two is this. The elements of that storm recognized the voice because it was the same voice that created those elements so many thousand years earlier. He wants to calm the storms that we face in life. We'll go through some tough times. We'll go through these storms. And in the midst of the darkness, you can't forget in the dark what God told you in the light. When you can't track God, when you can't trace God, you can trust him. And when you can't track him in the present, you can always trust him with his history. He has a promise for you. There's a story, it's a legendary story, about a boy who went through a lot of storms. And everyone was mean to the little boy because of one reason. The boy, he just couldn't talk. He's 6 years old, he's in first grade. He's sitting in his class in school, and a teacher walks in. She picks up the boy. She carries him down a hall, and she puts him in a room with other students who have special needs. I think because it happened in front of everyone else in the class, word got out, and everybody was mean to that boy. He was always by himself. No one would sit next to him. The other students, they would throw garbage at him. He would come home after school. His parents were always arguing, and they went through a divorce. One day, in third grade, he was sitting outside the school. And he's watching these boys play a game. They run back and forth, kind of like tag. He always wanted to play in the game, but they would never let him, except for this one day. 25 boys. They walked over to the boy sitting against the wall. They asked him to play. He doesn't stand to his feet, but the third grade boy, he jumped to his feet. He's never been able to play in a game before. In fact, when he tells this story, he says it was one of the best days in his life. As Clay comes and plays softly, we wrap up our time. He starts playing this game. He's running back and forth. He's having so much fun. And then all of a sudden, this good day turns into a bad day. They didn't want to play in a game with him. They wanted to hurt the boy. And they chase him all over the school. Well, he runs down the hall. He's looking for help. But he doesn't see how an older boy, who's trying to be funny, he broke ahead of the pack. He stuck his leg out in the hall. Well, the little boy, the third grade boy, he's running. He doesn't see the older boy's leg in the hall. He hits the leg. He trips, he falls. His face hits the ground. And blood goes everywhere. I don't know about you. I would think someone would run over to him, pick him up, grab a towel. No. They start laughing and they start pointing at the boy on the ground. Well, the bell rang and everybody goes to school except for the boy. He stands up. He's crying. His shirt's soaked in blood. He goes to the hospital to get stitches in his face. Well, the next year, they decided to put that boy back into a typical classroom. There was only one problem. The teacher he got secretly, she didn't like him. And one day, at the end of school, she dismissed all the students except for that boy. She walks over to his desk, she points at the boy, and she says these words. She said, "You will never be able to read, write, or talk. You'll never graduate from high school or college. You're a throwaway." And it devastated him. I want to pause for just a moment. I've been doing this for a while, traveling and speaking. And I have come to this conclusion. We can have a great crowd like this tonight. And I know there's someone here right now, you have heard words a lot worse than that boy's heard. I was speaking in Scotland at a school. In the middle of my program, a 12-year-old boy stood up. He walked to me on the stage as I'm speaking. He said that morning at breakfast, his parents sat him down and said, "We're getting a divorce." And they pointed at the boy and said, "It's your fault." The 12-year-old boy, in front of the entire school, all his classmates, everybody, he falls into my arms. He starts crying. He yells out loud. He goes, "John, I don't know what I did." Sometimes the people who are supposed to love us and take care of us are the ones who hurt us the most. And I believe I've come here tonight not to wear a silly outfit or roll up a frying pan, but I've come for this moment right now. I believe there's someone here today, you've gone through some terrible times. And I've come to say this to you from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry. You don't deserve that. You're not an accident, and you're not a mistake. But you have a purpose on this planet. With that boy, he went to a new school, 7th grade. His mom drops him off. He gets out of the car. He grabs his bag. His mom grabs his hand. She goes, "Sweetie, they'll be nice to you. It's a new school." The mom started to cry. She goes, "I promise." All morning, he doesn't talk to a soul. He's afraid they're gonna hear the way he mumbled. He goes out to lunch. He sits down, and an 8th grade girl stood up. She doesn't know him. She yells out loud. She goes, "Hey, what are you doing? We don't want you to eat lunch with us. You're retarded. Go by yourself." And the whole school started laughing. But the boy, he didn't laugh. He didn't cry. He picked up his lunch. He walked through the crowd that's laughing at him. He sat underneath a tree, and when he was all alone, then he cried. But I want you to hear me tonight. The boy, he never gave up. He became a young man. High school, he had a dream to go to college. He applied to all these universities. They all said no, except one. One school took him in on academic probation. He barely got to go to this school. So he goes to a man he admires, and he tells this man his dreams. And this man he admires, this man he looks up to, walks over to him, points at him, and says, "You will never be able to do that. I can't understand you right now. You barely made it through high school. A university, it's a lot harder." He goes, "I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be realistic." But it was like someone stabbed the young man in the heart because he trusted that man. I always tell older students, always be careful who you share your dreams with. So he goes to this university. He goes to these big classes. He comes back to his room. He sits on his bed and he just cries. He feels so dumb on the inside. He wants to believe all the lies that people have told him. But one last time, he reached down and he found the strength not to give up. His second year at that university, he went to the top of his class. He hit the dean's list. He went to his 3rd and his 4th year. He walked across the stage and he graduated. The little boy that couldn't talk, who became a young man, he went on with his life. Today, that man is me. And that's my story. I had surgery in my throat. I've gone through therapy to help me talk the way I talk. I still stutter. I still have problems with reading and writing. So I apologize. I didn't use a lot of scripture or points or notes, and I didn't read in front of everybody. There's a lot of things in my life that people have criticized. Things I've done. You know, I haven't done everything perfectly, but I've learned this. Have I made mistakes? Yeah, but I'm not a mistake. Have I failed? Yeah, I failed, but I'm not a failure. And I believe tonight there's someone here, or maybe you're watching online, or one day you'll click on this, and you feel like giving up. You feel like there's no hope. And I've shared my story tonight only for one reason, because I want you to know you'll go through storms, but they don't last forever. People ask me, what's the secret to your success, John? It wasn't a degree from a university. It wasn't a Guinness Book of World Records. But it was a day I asked Yeshua to come into my life. That day, I got up in heaven, saw a little Jewish boy that couldn't read, write, or talk. He loved me. He accepted me. And the God that did that is the same God that's in this room right now. Yeshua didn't come to take away my fun. He came to take away my pain. The best way I can show it like this. My daughter has heard me share my story countless times. When she was 5 years old, I took her back to the school I grew up at. I wanted to see what happened in my life. My daughter's name is Jaden. I said, Jaden, now this is the classroom where the teacher told me all those mean things. We walked to the other side of the school. I said, this is where the boys tripped me and I was bleeding. And I showed her the scar on my chin again. And I took her to the tree outside the school. I said, this is where Daddy ate lunch by himself every day. We're walking back to the car. My hand goes back like, you're walking, and I feel something. It's my little girl. She had grabbed my hand. She stopped me from walking. She looked at me. Curly hair, brown eyes. She goes, Daddy. I said, yeah, Jaden. She goes, I'm sorry that happened to you. I said, it's okay. And I picked her up. She put her arms around my neck and she squeezed me. And she said, Daddy. I said, yeah, baby girl. She whispered in my ear, I would have eaten lunch with you. And it touched my heart. Tonight, on this Shabbat service, I'm here at Gateway to say this to you. The only thing God wants to do is just eat lunch with you. You're special. Back to my story. Why did Jesus get into a boat and go into a storm? He didn't need the new app on his phone to figure it out. He's God. Why did Yeshua do that? I believe this. If you go into the next chapter, Mark chapter 5, there's a man named Legion who's bound up cutting himself. Jesus goes over after they sail through the storm. He calms it. He sells to them, and they help him out. They put all the demons into the pigs. That's where we get deviled ham. No, I'm joking, but sorry. Bad joke. I believe the reason why they went into that storm and Jesus fell asleep, he wasn't looking at the storm. He was looking beyond the storm. There was someone they needed to help. Why have I gone through storms in my life? Is because there's been over 8.5 million people I've been able to share my story with who've been waiting on the other side. There's someone who's waiting beyond your storm tonight. You need to know, don't give up. You guys are wonderful. Would you bow your heads and close your eyes? I want to say a prayer. Father, I ask that you would touch my friends. Yeshua, I pray the strength you gave to me as a little boy, you would give it to them. Take away hurts, pains, and frustrations that are represented in this room right now. And with your heads bowed, your eyes closed, you're here tonight. Maybe someone invited you, or maybe you came because your parents made you come, or whatever the case may be, you are not here by mistake. But you would say this: if I would go home tonight, put my head on the pillow, and I would die, I would pass away, I don't know where I would go, but I want this God. I want this Yeshua that changed your life, that changed mine. I'm not asking you to join a church. I'm not asking you to join a religion, but I'm asking to have Yeshua come into your heart. If that is you, with every head bowed, every eye closed, all over this room, when I count to 3, would you put your hand up and put it back down? Say, John, include me in your prayer tonight. I want to ask Yeshua to come into my life. Sir, you will never be the same. Ma'am, he will change your family. To every student that's here, he loves you for who you are. So when I count to 3, all over this room or online, I want you to put your hand up right now. When I count to 3, saying, John, I want to have Yeshua come into my life. 1, 2, 3. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. I see those hands. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. I see all those hands. Thank you so much. You can put your hands back down. My second thing is this: you're here, you love God, I don't doubt that, but you're going through a storm tonight. You feel like giving up, you're tired, you're overwhelmed. If that's you, when I count to 3, would you put your hand up? 1, 2, 3. That's a lot of hands. You can put your hands back down. Can I have everyone stand to your feet all over this room? For those who raised your hand and asked Yeshua to come into your heart, as in just a moment, I'm gonna have the prayer team come down here across the front, but I wanna do this quickly right where you're at. You raised your hand and asked Yeshua to come into your life. Would you repeat these words after me right now? And maybe you didn't raise your hand, but you wanna say this prayer, you go right ahead. And would everyone else say it too, to sing for those who are singing for a first time or a rededication? Repeat these words after me. Everybody go, Dear Yeshua, I ask you to come into my heart and forgive me of all my sins. Tonight, I make you my God, my Savior, and my friend. In your name I pray.